I showed up here yesterday at my hunting property. I call it the wildland. It started to rain, so I drove around and did a little bit of glassing for areas for deer hunting. Came back, started to plant. I had two items to plant. I had roots from edible burdock and honey locust. And the only way for me to plant here with all the rocks is use a pickaxe. And a couple days ago I hurt my ribs, and when I swung the pickaxe, it was a no-go. I did manage to get the roots in, but I didn't plant the honey locust. So this morning I'm going to try planting those. But I planted some of the roots here. This is a berm system. There's a Hügelkultur system. There's 5 of them in a row. And I'm remembering that I think it was 2012 that I built them. 2012 I put the logs in place. In 2013 I buried them. You can see where the rodents are working them. They're putting holes. I think that's all good. Let that all happen. And this is where I planted some of the roots too, for the edible burdock. So that'll be interesting how they grow in here. I got rhubarb in here. There's stinging nettle in here. Lots of goldenrod, wild raspberries, some really nice rhubarb plants. Apple, pear, plum, honey locust, peach. That's a peach tree. Had apricot tree in it, but it died. Comfrey on the edge of the pond. Lots and lots of comfrey here. Well, they grow magnificent on the edge of the pond. They love that water. Vetch. This is some type of a wild vetch that just showed up and it's spreading around. I'm letting it. Oh, look at here. An old pair of sunglasses. I used to always wear cheap sunglasses. But some permaculture acquaintance told me there's some special element that your eyes produce if you don't have sunglasses on. You're missing it if you got sunglasses on. So here's another peach tree, and I forget what this is. I planted them both together. Here's where I planted one of those roots. But I don't wear sunglasses anymore. Something is not. I think we're running out of record room. I thought I got rid of that. Well, I'm going to have to. Well, I grabbed the other camera. And I do have a card in it, so we'll switch to the card. Alright, I'm back to the card. So now I don't wear sunglasses. But here I planted something in here. I don't know what it is. The rodents didn't bother it. Or did it? Did they? I think they have in the past. But it's all scarred up there. That's probably pretty good. That's a good thing. Some type of a plum tree, I think. We'll find out. I'm sure I got a video on it somewhere, what it is. Looks like this thing needs a little brace. We'll have to find a branch. That's a peach tree. This one's blossoming already. Inside the tube. Oh, right out of the top too. Look at that. So I've had a number of trees die on these Hügelkulturs, but there are some that not a problem. So this Hügelkultur here is the one that's getting a lot of rodent holes in it. They're really working it. Holes all over the place here. So I'm just letting it happen to see just what happens. I know there are snakes using it. Is this tree alive or is this dead? Oh, it feels pliable. It's got a lot of scarring here too. It's living through it. That's the kind of trees I want. Trees that will live even though it's being predated on heavily. So I'm letting this happen. I know there are snakes living in these rodent holes. They're hibernating in the wintertime. They come out of it. And also I think, the snakes are hunting it for rodents, which is a good thing. We're just going to let it continue to happen. I planted garlic in this when I didn't have all the wild plants, and you can see this is many years of garlic when you don't harvest them. Here's one that's very large. There's over 100 garlics in here, I'm sure. I did that at my house inadvertently. I started working, and I didn't pay attention to my garden for like a decade, and I didn't harvest the last batch of garlic that last year that I gardened, and I had these all over the back garden because they actually kind of migrated with the bobills. And the same thing's happening here. So you see there's one we just looked at, 2, there's one in the weeds there, 3, 4, 5. What's this? Something died here. The tag even faded, you can't see it. There's a single one, somehow it managed to get apart from the rest of them. There are a couple of them. 1, 2, there's 3 single ones there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. At least 22 on that. 23, 24. And then we got this side. So there's a lot of garlic here. If I really wanted to eat a lot of garlic, I could. They're smaller. They take a little more time. But it has a very high return on investment because I didn't do anything other than that first planting in 2013. And now it's 8 years later. So I got a trail camera right here on the pond, but this trail camera I think is failing. It only took like 3 videos last time. Yeah, it's out already. So it's draining the batteries for some reason. I guess I'm going to have to retire it. This is a pond that I had dug, geez, I don't know, 2008. I had to get a permit for it. So that's it for now. I'm just going to walk around and see what's happening, and then I'm going to attempt to plant those. I'm just going to walk around and see what's going on. I did a little bit of that yesterday, but it started raining and I didn't get a chance to really look at things and think about them. So I got to prepare myself for planting those honey locusts, and that's what I use. That's the tool. That is a good tool to plant trees with, especially if you have a lot of rocks in the soil. Shovels just don't cut it. And there, that's what I got all over the entire property. And I did struggle with shovels for a while before I finally discovered that. And I think it's even a good tool, even in loam soil. It works good. So, all right, well, we'll see what I'm going to see.